Hello and welcome. I haven't done a solo show in a while on Sports Today because the IPL was on. I was traveling. It was the India Today conclave yesterday. So before that, I was traveling again. So quite a bit of other work going on, and as a result of which, Rajashi has been doing practically all of the IPL shows, and unfortunately, I have not been able to catch up as many number of times as maybe I possibly want to or would have. So it is important ahead of tomorrow. Ahead of tomorrow, the big day when India can announce its final World Cup squad, that we do two things today. First, look at what is the possible Indian squad. Will there be any changes? That's the moot point. The moot point is, will there be any changes from the lineup that we already have? That is the principal focus of this show. A lot of questions have already come in. A lot of comments have already come in. And the second point is the more news point that the Indian women losing this T20 to Australia by 4 wickets. Australia finishing it off first ball of the 20th over with Talia McGrath yet again playing a match-winning innings. Along with Georgia Warham, Talia McGrath finishing things off after India started quite spectacularly with the ball after a modest performance with the bat. So let's start with the women's game and then I'll get into the men's game. The batting was limp. The most important point, and this has to be said pretty bluntly on the show, is the Indian fielding. You have a specialized fielding coach and young people who are otherwise excellent players. Fielding is about practice. Fielding is no rocket science. You can get better. Fielding, you have to put in that bit of extra effort to get better. And that is what is not happening with this Indian team. Shafali Verma is one of the worst fielders, possibly in this team, if not around. With that kind of talent with the bat, that level of extraordinary talent, she can't be that bad a fielder. Come on. That Nicola Carey run out, for example, and this is not today. This is not today. Shafali Verma, time and again we have seen in this Australia tour, even earlier, she cannot be as bad as she is. Cannot be. If you are a top flight international cricketer, and she's one of the best around with that level of talent. Incredible talent. Incredible. Shafali Verma has to get better as a fielder. And you've got to believe that she will. Because you've got a specialized fielding coach. You have all the facilities in the world. There's absolutely no reason why she will not be a better fielder. Why only Shafali Verma? Take a look at some of the boundaries the Australians hit in the last 3 or 4 overs. At one point in time, the asking rate had gone up to literally 9. Literally 9. Some of the boundaries at the boundary, that ball should have been stopped. Ones were converted into twos. Runouts were possibly missed. Charge, if you really have to go at the ball and prevent the second run, wasn't scored. That Nicola Carey stumping was lucky. Richa had fumbled the ball, clearly fumbled the ball. It hit her and went back and hit the stumps. If you improve the fielding of this team, this team has given Australia a clear run for its money right through the series. In the one-day 50-over competition, we should have won. That second match was a contentious one, that inconclusive no ball, and more importantly, that DRS not being there of Rajeshwari Gaikwad. The test match we played outstandingly well. We should have won, weather permitting. And then this match again, the way we bowled, especially the first few overs, top quality act, top act. And thereafter, if you lose, and because of your fielding, you feel that something is going a little amiss, something that actually can be improved by this team. So it is something that one has to really put their minds into and get better at, because this Indian team definitely has a chance. I was having a chat with Mithali Raj yesterday, on her return from Australia, and we were actually discussing this point that this team has a huge opportunity. Excuse me, has a huge opportunity come the World Cup. But there also, you cannot be as lackluster on the field. So fielding is one aspect I want to point out. Now that first ball, I mean the Alyssa Healy wicket, Shikha Pandey, wow, Wasim Akram would have been proud of that ball. Absolutely would have been proud of that ball. Pitched on what? I mean, at least 2 yards out. And it came in like this banana, boom, and took the stumps. After that, some of the balls that Shikha bowled to Meg Lanning, she had no answer, Meg Lanning. She's one of the greatest batters of all time. Had no idea. The one to Beth Mooney landed and then moved like a peach going to Richa Ghosh with Jamie Rodriguez at the slips. The body language of the Indians was excellent. Excellent. The way the Indians picked up the Australian top order. Mooney tried to counter-attack. Was superb to see. And that is why I'm trying to point out this thing about fielding. Overall, again, the Indians giving the Australians a run for their money, pushing them after a modest 118. Give credit to Pooja Vastrakar for that last over. 199 for 9. And that top last over allowed India to get to a competitive 118. And then the bowlers did create a major opportunity. Not a whiff, a major opportunity. And that was a real scare. Had it not been for Talia McGrath's brilliance and India's poor fielding, India should have won this match. That's what my summary for this particular match is. Moving on to the Indian team for the World T20 now. And this is extremely important. Let's straight away get to the point. According to me, Pakistan has made 3 changes. According to me, there are 2 real issues with this team now. 2 spots. 2 spots are up for grabs, according to me. Now, you might feel that, so-and-so can be changed, X can be changed, Y can... Drastic changes are not going to happen. Drastic changes were never in the scheme of things. Drastic changes weren't even contemplated because that's why you've picked a team. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. 2 changes are, according to me, real deliberation as far as the selectors are concerned. Number 1, of course, the elephant in the room, Hardik Pandya. There's no debate that Hardik without the ball is not even half as important as Hardik the all-rounder. If he is not bowling for the Mumbai Indians and has not bowled, clearly there is a problem. If he has not been able to stand up for the IPL, in another 10 days' time to expect Hardik to be back in peak fitness and bowl 4 overs every match is perhaps expecting a tad too much from him. In the absence, and even if he is in a position to bowl, he has hardly bowled in any of the IPL games. We don't even know what pace he will bowl. We don't know how he is shaping up. We have no idea. Do the selectors have an idea? No. The chairman of selectors, Chetan Sharma, was on record. And obviously based on feedback. It's not as if Chetan Sharma was talking through his hat. No. He clearly had feedback. And let us also make this point clear. In the Mumbai Indians practices, Hardik was bowling regularly before he picked up the second niggle, which is why he wasn't playing the early stages of the second leg of the IPL. So when Chetan Sharma and his selection committee announced the team, at that point in time, Hardik was bowling regularly in the Mumbai Indians nets, and that is why the chairman of selectors made that point, to his credit, that Hardik will bowl 4 overs. So, there's no debate here, and I want to put this very, very clearly to everybody, that Chetan was not talking through his hat. Chetan was not making a mistake or had no idea. That's not right. Chetan actually knew what Hardik was doing in the Mumbai Indians nets, and having spoken to a number of people there, they also know or knew that Hardik the bowler was as important for India as Hardik the batsman. So it's not as if Hardik the batsman was only in the scheme of things. No, it was also Hardik the bowler. So without Hardik bowling at all, I think there is a question of balance that creeps in, because you've gone in with Bhuvi and Shami and Bumrah. You hardly have any other fast bowler. You are going in with one fast bowler short, banking on spinners, and expecting that Hardik will bowl. So you have to address that question of that pace bowling all-rounder. If you ask me, that is the single biggest question that will be in the selector's mind. Can they go with a Hardik Pandya in that Indian team for the World Cup in the absence of Hardik bowling? My take, very tough call to justify this selection. Very, very tough call in the absence of one fast bowler more in that team to have Hardik Pandya in that side just because of his batting ability. You cannot justify that position. Without Hardik bowling, it is a risk, not anything to do with Hardik. It is a risk from the balance of the Indian team for the World Cup. Without Hardik bowling, it's a problem. And we've got to say this. You've got to hit the nail on the head and say it is an issue. Who are our options? The first and foremost option has to be Shardul Thakur, though he's different. He's a better bowler and lesser batsman. And exactly the opposite of Hardik in that sense, because Hardik's a better batsman and okay bowler, equally good bowler. But Shardul Thakur, definitely a decent bowler, very good bowler, who can absolutely bat. We've seen it time and again in England and in many other occasions as well. So the closest that we can come to it, it's a World Cup stage. Like for like, if you want, the closest that India can come to is Shardul Thakur. Because Shardul has this uncanny ability of picking wickets. Shardul has this, he can keep his head under pressure. He has been there, done that for the Indian team and also for the Chennai Super Kings. Has done very, very well in this IPL. Decently well. Picked up wickets on most occasions. And again, you've got to give this to Shardul Thakur. He has this great ability to pick up wickets when it matters the most. So his bowling is more than handy. Obviously, he's a specialized bowler. And lower down the order, we can expect, so it will be a flip-off. Jadeja will have to come ahead and then possibly Shardul Thakur to come and hit those couple of big blows if one wants to, and he's more than capable. We've seen him do that in England. We've seen him do that in Australia. We've seen him do that in the IPL and at the domestic level. So there is no question that Shardul Thakur is a possible option for India. If not Shardul Thakur, the others who can just be thought of are Harshal Patel. Again, has had a very good IPL, but can he pip Shardul Thakur? Maybe not. Venkatesh Iyer, again premature, has had a great IPL, but to sort of blood him straight into the World Cup team without any sort of experience, the selectors might not want to jump the gun. But a like-for-like replacement for Hardik Pandya is also Venkatesh Iyer, because Venkatesh bowls that medium pace, has the big shot, is not under any duress or trouble against pace bowling. And that is important, that as a batter, Venkatesh Iyer hasn't shown any perceptible weakness against genuinely quick bowling. So he's definitely an option. If you say he's premature now, I agree, but he's definitely an option going forward into the future. So the first question that we have to address is Hardik Pandya. The most plausible replacement has to be Shardul Thakur, or you can also go for another bowler, saying that, okay, so can we get Deepak Chahar? But Shardul is the most likely all-round replacement. The others in your scheme of things were Harshal Patel, Venkatesh Iyer, Shivam Dube. Shivam has not done much. Venkatesh slightly premature. Harshal, Shardul Thakur pips him. That's the first one. The second one, and according to me, these are the two changes. Ishan Kishan as an opener, and I've said this on Sports Today multiple times. He had been picked as an opener, something he alluded to in that interview yesterday. As an opener, he's justified his position. I don't see that as a problem. Ishan has justified that position. And again, he will be, if he's used, he will be given the license to kill, go at the top of the order, express himself fearlessly. Surya coming good with the bat, you might say it's just to a one-off, but he batted well. And even the 33 that he got against Delhi, that shot of Ravichandran Ashwin was an indication of coming back to form. So Surya has done, I mean, yesterday's innings was magical. But even before that, a couple of games earlier, was starting to show signs of coming back to form, Surya Kumar Yadav. So that batting issue that India was having, that, batters absolutely not in form, That's not there. Rahul's got runs. Virat and Rohit I'm actually not bothered by. Virat and Rohit are the greatest two players of white ball cricket in the world. So they will come good at any point in time. Rishabh has been hot and cold, but again, Rishabh has played a lot of excellent knocks in international cricket in recent times. So Rishabh's there. Surya starting to come good, Ishan okay. And then that finisher position, will you go in for an extra batter? If you go in for an extra batter, then you keep Hardik because he can come and talk. But if you want an all-rounder, that's where you go in for what we discussed. And India does have enough batting options, according to me. Enough batting options in that side with Rahul, Rohit, Virat, Ishan, Surya, Rishabh. There's a lot of decent firepower in that team. Not to forget Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja is a much improved batter in recent times, and Ravindra Jadeja can absolutely come and tonk the ball, make a difference with the bat for India. The second position has to be the leg spinner. Mumbai Indians in their last match went with Piyush Chawla ahead of Rahul Chahar. Is he injured? We need to know. If he's not injured, you went for a leg spinner. You did not play Rahul Chahar. So if the franchise isn't playing the number one leg spinner, when the franchise captain is the Indian vice captain, there is a thought to be given there. Rahul Chahar in the last few games did not turn up for the Mumbai Indians, dropped, left out, given a break, whatever you want to call it. But the fact is Rahul Chahar wasn't played. And the fact that Piyush Chawla was played by the Mumbai Indians in the last match is enough indication that Rahul Chahar isn't automatically walking into the team like the way we had thought he will. So the only change that I see is Rahul Chahar. Rahul Chahar absolutely gives way to Yuzvendra Chahal. Yuzvendra Chahal has been sensational in this second leg of the IPL. So Ravichandran Ashwin, the offie, Akshar Patel, the left arm, obviously Ravindra Jadeja, all-rounder left arm. Varun Chakravarti has been the best spinner of the lot, fitness concerns notwithstanding. Along with Yuzvendra Chahal, has been super. Picked up wickets almost every game for the Kolkata Knight Riders. So Varun Chakravarti definitely makes it, and no question of changing that is. And the last one, that is the Rahul Chahar position. Rahul Chahar, given the way he has bowled, the fact that there is a dip in form, the fact that Piyush Chawla was played by the Mumbai Indians, left out for the last few games, went with Jayant Yadav also. I think Rahul Chahar is the second suspect position. And given the way Yuzvendra Chahal has bowled, under Virat Kohli, excellent control, use of the track, similar conditions, slower balls, brilliant bowling, brilliant, absolutely brilliant bowling from Yuzvendra Chahal. I think he has made a very strong case of inclusion in that team. So to sum up, huge day for Indian cricket because you would want Virat Kohli to get this ICC trophy, get as close as possible his last hurrah as India's T20 captain for Virat Kohli. So to go in with the best ammo for this particular team, I see two changes. I do see two changes made by India. Injury concerns, Hardik Pandya. If he is not bowling in my schema, he doesn't get a spot in that team because you need an all-rounder, more because you're one fast bowler or pace bowler short. You have gone just three with Shami, Bumrah and Bhuvi. So you will need one backup pace bowler. If there is an injury concern there, it's a problem. And for the balance of the side also, you would need one. And I think Shardul Thakur makes that grade. There's an outside chance of what we discussed. And the second spot is the leg spinner, who's according to me very important, given the kind of conditions we will have. And the leg spinner position goes to Yuzvendra Chahal for me, given the way he has bowled right through the IPL. These, and let me tell you, I'm not taking individual questions. Several of you have agreed with this. Several. People have also talked about Sky and Shreyas and Ishan, etc. I don't see any other changes. I don't see wholesale changes. I don't see India needs to press the panic button. Absolutely not. But these are the two changes that I envisage the selectors might want to do tomorrow. We will see what happens. We will see what happens that India goes in with the same team or possible something like that. But as I said, these are the two changes that I envisage based on performances and given certain injury concerns that this team has. So I will leave it at that. We will obviously convene tomorrow for the IPL. Rajesh will do his stuff. I will also join in. But we will also keep an eye, a very close eye, on the Indian team for the World Cup. And according to me, this is going to be, these two changes are the most possible or will be discussed by the selectors, and we will see what transpires. Support Sports Today. We will give you a no holds barred coverage of the World Cup. Also, I will be in Dubai right through the tournament. So we will do plenty more. Thank you very much for watching.